Hey, welcome back to another episode of Need a Lift. I got a swell pep talk coming your way, so get ready to get lifted. But first, go hit subscribe. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Need a Lift. That's right, this is the Need a Lift podcast with me, your happy host, Clyde Always. Pleasure to have you today. Thanks for coming back to my studio here in sunny San Francisco, California. Pardon my French. Oh, alors, très bien. Mon belle-fille. My delicate little wifey here, would you all please give a warm welcome to Mrs. Kaylee, the ukulele always. You know, the first time I banged out that little number, which is indeed the only riff that I know, and indeed it's a riff that I invented. A riff that was given me by Mama Tree. That's right, I sat under Mama Tree and I said, Mama Tree, show me how to handle this little lady here. And little by little, I started doing something like that. I said, hey, that's kind of beautiful. And it just pleased my ears. It was among the most beautiful sounds I'd ever heard. And indeed, that's what today's pep talk is all about. It's about beauty. That's right, B-E-A-U-T-Y. Beauty. Now think about it. It's something, it's a force, a phenomenon, which has launched ships across the ocean. And it's driven sculptors to tap, 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 tap away for years on end, to render that bit of marble into something of unfathomable beauty. Beauty is really everything, you might say. There's beauty in everything, you could say. I've heard that. Another cliche. And this is the one I want to linger on today because I think it's a very important one to consider. Especially considering the fact that you artist, you free thinker, you dreamer, you creator, you, whoever you are, and whatever it is you do, I'm sure it's worthy of being in the world. And I know you know it's worthy of being in the world, and you're on your way to go do it, but you're just taking a little break to get a little lift from me, yours truly, Clyde, always fighting on behalf of the creatives everywhere. We know who we are, and we know what we do. Anyway, that cliche that I want to linger on is, of course, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I know how you want to interpret that. You want to say, well, of course, beauty is a subjective phenomenon. Now, you could argue, though, that there are things that are objectively beautiful. A stunning sunset. Dew on the grass blades. Kittens. I mean, these are beautiful things, man. You would be hard pressed to make a case that those things are fucking ugly. Or fugly, as they say. What is the perfect opposite of beauty? Fugliness. That's right. Now, what makes something beautiful? Is it its aesthetic allure? If something is aesthetically pleasing, does that make it beautiful? Yeah, the argument could be made. And especially all you visual artists out there, you would certainly say that. But I know a lot of visual artists that are not motivated by the cause of beauty. Perhaps they want rather to capture the ugliness of the world. Force feed their viewers something god awful, something hideous. But now you and me, not us. What do we say? We say, to all things unbeautiful shall my eyes be immune. I'm here to capture the grandeur. You see, that's really, you could say it's good to paint a pretty little picture. But no, I want to paint a beautiful picture. That's right, beautiful. And what is beauty? In essence, it is awe-striking. Beauty is majestic. Capture something majestic. Write you a tender melody. Find plenty of beauty in that. But write you a grand symphony? Might argue that is even more beautiful. What is beauty? Is it something? Is it a feeling? Is it a thought in your head? Well, that's a beautiful sentiment, you might say. It's quite evocative of fond memories. Makes me feel good. Well, that's beautiful, man. It makes me feel good. Is that beautiful? Feeling good? Maybe. It's not for me to say. I'm not a philosopher. Or maybe I am. I don't know. So I guess that's for you to say. You're watching me, aren't you? Think about those hot colors. Those hot colors that burn in those sunsets, those sunrises. And they're beautiful. They're beautiful because they're dazzling. They're beautiful because they're worth looking at. They're worth thinking about. And you, as the artist, as a creative, as the free thinker, I think that would be, especially if you're stopped up on something, if you're looking for the inspiration, well, why not go out today and go and try, or at least try, to find something beautiful, the likes of which you haven't found before. And what's really true, God damn my computer. No, it's okay. You better shut up, computer. Stop making noises. Anyway, I was in the middle of a pep talk. Sorry, I got all distracted. No. What I'm saying is, perhaps you've walked by it 25,000 times and you've never taken the opportunity to say, God damn, that sign on that Korean barbecue. Like their logo and everything. It's really well put together. I mean, that's a hell of an image. Look at that. How did I never notice that before? All you poets out there, ranting and raving and pissing and moaning all about how ugly the goddamn world is. Why don't you go and find something beautiful to write about, for God's sakes? We need a break, don't you? We're all dying for it, all right? We're all dying for something beautiful. Now, can you turn something decidedly hideous into something beautiful? There was a movie that came out in my youth. A movie, that was pretty popular. But it was called American Beauty. I don't even know if I should be talking about this, but I guess it would, I would be remiss if I went through a whole pep talk about beauty and didn't mention this film called American Beauty. See, there was this cat in the film, if you've never seen it, which you probably have, but there was this cat in the film, and he was filming, disgustingly enough, a dead bird. And he was filming a piece of garbage blowing in the wind. And I get it. That's what he needed to do. That was his art, was to find something decidedly ugly and gross and to label it as beautiful. Or at the very least, he tried to find the beauty in it. Now, is that something I would recommend for you? Maybe. There's beauty in humor. There's beauty in life. There's beauty in all kinds of different things. Something can be bittersweet. Something can be sad and beautiful at the same time. And that pounding rainstorm outside. Whoa, awful, ugly foreboding in one light, but then, damn, doesn't it feel kind of sexy that you're all snuggled up with your sweetheart and it's warm out in there, but it's raining out there? You know, I mean, that would be one way to slice it. That would be one way to spin it, man. But I think and whatever it is you do, I don't know what it is you do. Some creative endeavor, that's for sure. And it could be anything. I mean, it could be even something not commonly considered a creative endeavor. But indeed, there is a shit ton of creativity that goes into it. And the ability to innovate is required in somebody like a mathematician. Or a scientist to formulate your hypotheses. To devise different ways to collect the data. How are we going to collect the data this time? How are we going to record the data? Drawing conclusions. There could be beauty in all of that stuff. But whatever you do, stop taking all of the beautiful things around you for granted. Stop stepping over them, you. Not that I'm saying you have, but if you have, stop. There is beauty in, oh my God, every square inch of the world. You'll find something beautiful, I'm sure. Something worth admiring. So go out and find the most beautiful thing, all right? Because indeed, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and in this case, the beholder is you. You artist, you dreamer, you creative, you free thinker, you. So get on up to the mountaintop and bring beauty out of the ether. Bring it out of your mind. Or find it laying around and capture it. And put it in a jar with some holes in the lid and screw that lid on tight and keep it there. And share it with all the good folks you know. Indeed, use it to lift them, to inspire them, to entertain or amuse, to dazzle the world. There's a wide world out there just waiting for you to come along. And indeed, there have been people just like us who have been leaving behind their tracks for us to uncover, all right? There was undoubtedly some guy in 1978 who wrote and recorded a song. And he faded away into obscurity, and you don't even know his name. But you know what's crazy is that song that he wrote and recorded, and it's buried somewhere down miles deep, miles and miles of files. Somewhere there's that MP4, MP3, whatever the fuck. I don't know tech. It's a miracle I even get this shit posted every Wednesday. Anyway, no. That song, though, it's the most beautiful song you ever heard. And you haven't heard it yet. So go out and find it. And again, that's a metaphor, too. It could be any goddamn thing. There's some intersection in the city where you live. I don't know where. Is it Akron, Ohio? Is it in Duluth, Minnesota? There is some intersection in that city that you've never traveled to before. And I swear, there is something. There is a little bit of graffiti down by your feet. Some artists etched it on there 75 years ago. Maybe not that long ago. 15 years ago. And it's all written in the cement in the sidewalk. And it's the most beautiful little cement writing you've ever seen. And yet you haven't seen it yet. Go find it, you. Go find it and let it inspire you. Go be inspired by the beauty that lay all around you. concludes today's pep talk. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to the pep talk. I hope you found it moving in some way or other. Anyway, before I go to today's artist spotlight, and yes, I do have a splendid artist spotlight for all of you people out there, a brief anecdote, especially, as regards to beauty. Last night, there I was, sitting in the park, and I was enjoying a punch signature, Maduro Gigante. I know, it's a bad habit. Just started it. Can't stop. I'm addicted. Anyway, and I was reading 1985 by Anthony Burgess. Which is not, he's not today's artist spotlight. Don't worry about that. But it's a fantastic book, let me tell you. It blew my mind. Blew my mind. Pardon me. Anyway, what should happen? What should occur? What beautiful bit of nature should stumble on my path? But a fox. An F-O-X, whoa. A little red guy with a pointy nose. Big ears. A little red foxy fox. Now this poor foxaroo. You see, in that park where I do my reading and my cigar chomping, there are, no shortage of little squeakers, little ratties. Little ratties, man. With their slick little tails scooting all around. Call me crazy, but I don't mind the ratties. They're kind of my friends. I say, hey, ratties, how you doing? But anyway, I seen this foxaroo. And he was limping on his 1 footaroo. He had a bad leg, man. Might have been broken or something. Maybe somebody bit him. Maybe the ratty bit him. I don't know, but he was there trying to get a ratty. Poor guy. Anyway, he wound up squeaking, whining up in the bushes. And I came up and looked at him. I looked at him like that, and he looked right back at me. And I said, hey, foxy boy. You're beautiful! And he said, shit, man, I know. Anyway, it was awesome. Hey, everybody, we have reached that pinnacle point in the episode where we're going to today's artist spotlight. That's right, every week here at the Needlelift Podcast, I choose one artist, one creative, one free thinker, one doer, one dreamer, one maker of something wonderful from across the ages, be them living or dead, to highlight. I know it's not a full-blown biography. It's more or less me, a tip of the hat, if you will. And hopefully it may inspire you to go and seek out some of this hardworking artist's good works. And today's artist is American documentary filmmaker Ken Burns. That's right, Ken Burns, man. Now, I don't know much about the dude's personal life. But when I was a kid, there was this, this was back when you used to go to the movie store, the video store. We didn't have Netflix, we didn't have that shit. You'd go to the video store and you'd rent some videos. Well, anyway, I little boys really like stuff about war, all right? We can't help it. We're sadistic little bastards. Little boys, they love to go, poo, 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 poo. You killed me. I killed you. Anyway, it's what we like. We can't help it. It's our nature. Anyway, there was this long, 7 videos in a row, all right? And they were all about the Civil War, which was my favorite war of all as a little boy. So, of course, there I was saying, well, Dad, look at how long this one is. And he said, I think you might find it just a little boring. I said, why? It's about war. And he's like, well, it's mostly people talking. And my dad was right. It was boring to me when I was a kid, but not when I was an adult. Not when I was an adult. In fact, Ken Burns documentaries are not only riveting, but they're also beautiful. Now, I don't know if he revolutionized that technique of putting a picture with the voiceover talking and then slowly panning across the picture. I don't know if that was his creation or if it's just something that he became known for. But it's most visually stunning and so informative. And the thing that I love most about Ken Burns is that largely, by and large, he keeps his opinions out of it. He simply tells the story. So many documentaries I see nowadays, it's got a fucking agenda, you know? The whole thing. But not Ken Burns. Ken Burns is a true storyteller and an artist worthy of our admiration. And he's made documentaries about all kinds of different aspects or facets of American history. Jazz, baseball. That's one of my favorites, the baseball Ken Burns documentary. Check that shit out. The Vietnam War. He just made country music. Anyway, the man's a legend. So to Ken Burns, I tip my hat and I say, thank you very much for being brave enough, being bold enough to bring your good works into the world and let him inspire all of us. Okay, today's your day. Go start, turn this shit off. Go get back to doing what you were doing and do it better than ever. And indeed, go and find the most beautiful thing you've ever seen, all right? And let it lift you up today and tomorrow and the day after that. And never stop doing it, whoever you are. Keep on doing it. It's been my pleasure hosting you today. All right, say goodnight, Kaylee the ukulele. All right, we'll see you later, everybody.